fuck you. Just fuck you. I have totally not been talking for the last, like, 2 minutes. Yes. So, let's pretend that never happened. So, yeah, you can do remote installation using SSH. But a little while ago in 2011, you know, the other day, we Gentoo changed the bootloader to Grub for most of the places. Oh no, look, some idiots decided to join. And the handbook hasn't updated to match that new way. So that's something I need to work on actually. But here, let me show you just how bad accessibility is. So this is the official live GUI from last week. If I go to system settings, sorry, I'm not a Plasma user. If I go to accessibilities and screen reader is not even installed. Like, how piss poor is that? Wait, what do you even say to that? You know what I mean? So what I need to now do is try and get my ISO that should got the accessibility stuff built into it to actually load. But for some reason, it didn't want to work last time. And now I can't remember how you open it. I really need to fix my computer. So I built an ISO here. Temp list build 23 default live GUI access. So this should work. Why don't it work? What do you mean, is there a way to pre-install it? Oh, not yet, but there is a plan where we can. Okay, so this isn't like something that's gonna happen, but some big picture stuff. There's a new thing happening with Gentoo profiles. So basically, you know, we've got like 1 million profiles. For different things at the moment, and you pick the one that closely matches you. Well, someone's working on a system where you can pick and mix different parts of a profile. So you could say you could have a known desktop which uses LLVM, and then I'm wondering, could I then add an accessibility feature on top of that, so you could also pick that option? And then it will just automatically build your system of accessibility stuff as well without having to do anything extra. Like, at the moment, it's kind of like, oh, all these pieces could fit together. I wonder if we could actually make that work. If that makes sense. So it's there's a lot of moving parts that, like, so yeah, a lot of moving parts in the background that need to happen to get to a stage where that comes in. Thank you very much. Always appreciated. I will buy a lovely vape of that. I've also now got another vape man that's giving me discount, by the way. I don't know why these vape people love me so much. I must be putting so much money in their pockets, but there you go. Right, let me show you now then with this version. So if I go just in settings, something's always broken with me, isn't it? I still remember that time we played that Terry one and just cut it off for the worst bit just so you could see me panic. Yeah, I can know the music. How's that? No, the mic up the music, you bastard. Why do I expect anything different from you? Just because you sent me some money doesn't mean I'm not going to call you a wanker. Right, so now if we go to the screen reader, I don't know if you can hear this. Let me know, because you never learn. Is that working on your end? Can you hear the audio? Nice. I can't hear a fucking thing. So if I click OK, and then apply, and then close, does this now work when I click on that? Are you hearing this when I click on stuff? Yeah, sorry, I don't think I can make it any louder. Don't know what I could try pausing the music a minute. Then we can have a go. So let's do this. Let's check on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Right, how does this sound? Manage disks, partitions, and file systems. Grid with 4 rows, 4 columns. Okay, so that's working. Fortunately, we've got a bit of a janky audio set up, but I think that means it works. So what we need to do now is figure out a way to get this to automatically start when it sees that command line option for, sorry, boot command option for eSpeak. Gentoo Linux handbook canvas. Oh, could you imagine it reading with my voice? That'd be fucking awesome. Like, my ego would love that. But should we really be punishing people having to listen to my voice? I mean, they've got enough trouble in the world. They don't need to be hearing me. Even worse, though, can you imagine if my eyesight finally drops below to that level and I have to listen to my own voice tell me what I'm doing? Okay, now. Oh my god. Okay, let's put that music back on because I need something in the background. Are audio levels okay? Do you need to go down a little bit lower, or are we all right? Console frame, layout pane 0 items, Gentoo @line CD $. Oh, I could do that. On Discord, someone actually asked me. I would love to be able to increase the talk-to-speech, but unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with that at the moment. If I figure it out along the way, I will try. But it's not the most important part. If you can hear it say something, you know what it's basically doing. It's the technical side, Mr. Is it Mr. Fook? I am sorry, though. I'm a professional streamer. I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm doing it this way for the entertainment value. You know, I don't want people to, people to know how great I am and make them feel jealous that someone's just this amazing. So I lower myself to their standards to make myself fit in with them. You know what I mean? It's the service I am. I'm a nice guy. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. So if I go to config, let's see if we can find out where these audio settings are stored. So what we're doing is we're looking for the config that turns on the audio settings. And then what we're going to do is we're going to transplant that how do I say this? We're gonna make that automatically get copied over when it sees the speak up command. So if I did cat proc CPU info, not CPU, command info. So as you can see here, it tells you what the command is it's used to boot. Now, what I want it to do is when it sees the word do speak, it will load all the stuff, all the config files automatically for me. That's what I'm doing. Does this make sense? And you're right, Damien. There are amazing talk-to-speech stuff, like absolutely stunning stuff. But unfortunately, in the open source world, they just do not exist. I would love them to be. And then there's the other issue as well. I was playing about with this stuff in on the install CD, and I've made the voice sound a bit better. But what I actually thought is, am I doing something for me rather than what the person needs? They don't need. Does that make sense? Like, am I doing a change that sounds nice to me rather than a change that actually helps people that need this feature to use? Which is why I've gone for a default setting of what Linux expects, and then the actual users that need to rely on this feature can tell me what they need it to be. That's my goal. Like, I don't actually know what they need. Neither of us do. So yeah, no, I get you, but imagine you can't see the screen. Like, I just don't know enough to make. I don't know enough to know what they need to be able to do it. So my plan is, let's get something working. I'll show it to a person that actually needs this. I know someone, and then they can tell me, should it sound better or not. That's my plan. It's really hard thinking on this sort of stuff, because you say you can do stuff that is brilliant for you, but should you be doing stuff that's brilliant for you? Do a stream with blindfolds? Well, I mean, what would be the difference? I mean, to be honest, it'll probably work better with a blindfold. Right, let's try and find out where this setting is anyway. So if I do, can we see where the audio stuff is? I think it's K accent. Let's try that. Ah, there we go. So all I need to do is get that to be copied over. On boot. Okay. So, let's leave that open. Let me see if I can do this. Now, I've realised lately that I'm really... I've got to that stage with... Why is this not working? Nope. There we go. Yeah, so I realised that I've got to a stage with Catalyst where I assume everyone's the same level as me. So I'm going to try and tell you what I'm doing as I go along. But if you think I've missed something, don't be shy. Just ask me to explain it. I've probably bought a more level rather than what normal people think. I do this stuff day in, day out for work, so I kind of forget. Yes, so I have looked into Braille, and apparently Braille just automatically starts when it detects the hardware. Again, I need someone with the hardware itself to check it. I've done a quick test in QEMU, and when you enable it by default, things go weird. It makes things worse for everyone. So it's something that I've intentionally I'm going to wait for user reports to put it that way. Okay, so if I go cd var temp. Catalyst temp 23. Here we go, live. Where would we say it was? Home. Okay, so if I... Right, so this is the directory where everything's kept. So if I do make the P... Let's load this up. So we can see it's Gentoo config. So we make this. This will make sense in a second, I think. So if I do make the home Gentoo .config, and then I know. But when you say that, I've got an idea for this stuff in a second as well. But let's see if I can get the first stuff working before we worry about. So what was this file called? Kaccess. Kaccess RC. And then screen reader. Enabled equal true. Okay, so what this should prove is this should prove that it works by default when I turn the computer on, basically. So if I go if I build this now, it will automatically pull that config in for me and prove to me that this is going to work. That makes sense? Or am I just talking absolute nonsense? Better check to see how everyone's doing. Hello, YouTube people. Sorry. Apologies for the really janky the chat thing I need to do on it. Fortunately, I've only got one monitor at the time, so trying to see my Twitch and YouTube chat is a nightmare. They're the nice people, not like you, Damien. What a wanker I am, you know. It's pretty easy. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah, see, now that's the problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, you've been watching me for a couple of years now. You know I have no idea what I'm doing. Actually, how long have I been doing this for now? I mean, I suppose if we're doing, like, how long have I actually been streaming for? 3 weeks? If we're doing it for time, probably 2 years. Oh, fuck me. That was actually cutting. If I had feelings, I'd be upset. How am I doing for coffee here? I'm going to go and make myself a quick coffee. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. We'll let this build in the meantime. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, so today we are looking at... Oh, so hi, Cosmic. I'm sorry, the first. Today we're looking at fixing accessibility on Gentoo Linux. A little while ago, I had to use an Arch Linux ISO and was absolutely blown away by how good their accessibility features are in their live media. So the last couple of months, I have got Gentoo Linux up to par with Arch Linux's offerings, and all our live minimal live CDs match what they do. Today, I'm taking that a step further, and I'm going to get the live GUI to have accessibility features as well. That's what we're doing today. So basically, we're going to make ourselves better than Arch Linux today. That's the plan. We're just making a test build now to see if this plan will work in action. So what it's done is it's put a config file directly into KDE, and it should just turn the text-to-speech stuff straight on as soon as the system boots. What I want to do eventually is wire that up to a grub boot option. So basically what I'm thinking is let's get text-to-speech working as a default thing, and what I'm going to also try and do is get the accessibility window to automatically open up to try and help people. What my plan is I don't understand what these users need, but what I can see is we aren't doing a good enough job right now. So let's give them something to start with, and then they can tell us what we want, what they need next from us. You know what I mean? It feels bad to say this, but it feels like the blind leading the blind. But I think it works. And very nice. How you finding Gentoo at the moment? Yeah, how's this doing? I think that's nearly built. Come on, system, hurry up and build. Oh, God. Okay, so that should now work. So if I minimize this one, load up this one. No, not that one. Load up this one. No arguments from me. I've been using Gentoo since about 2004, 2003. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's see if this works. So what we should find is... Is text-to-speech working on this? Can you hear anything yapping away? Excellent. So Excellent. Pace man. Was that for my heart problems? Okay, so yeah, unfortunately the audio on the text to speech via QEMU and OBS is uh, something I'm struggling to set up. So we're going for um, if we can just barely hear it good enough. When you actually play the real ISO, it works perfectly. Don't worry. And yeah, it's the mechanical voice. What I was saying to Damian earlier on is changing it to a clear voice actually what these people need? We don't know. We're just assuming we're doing what we need. Hi Lee, how you doing? So my plan is let's get what people expect by default working first, and then they can tell us what they want it to be next time. Okay, bear with me, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, bloody hell. So where have I been? I'm finally no longer homeless. I have now got my own place, so there'll be no more crackheads popping in randomly on stream to talk to us. Yeah, it's taken me a few months just to get settled in. It's a nightmare. Been learning to deal with my autism a little bit better. It's been weird finding out that I've had that for 40 years and only just learned I've actually got it. Makes the world seem a bit better. Enjoyed my my winter sleep as well. As you say, I've got to hibernate. And yeah, I've been quite busy in Gentoo actually. They've given me handbook access just to fix the handbook myself nowadays. So they're fed up with me asking them what I want to do. Well, luckily I live in a country that's got a social support system. So obviously we all moan about the UK's tax being really high and stuff, but there's a social contract that if you fall on hard times, you're looked after. So yeah, I didn't spend a day on the streets or anything like that. I was put straight into a place. I mean, I was streaming while being homeless. So that's how good the UK is for homelessness. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. It's not like the homeless you imagine. You know what you see on the TV and stuff like that. You know, me begging on the streets. You get put into your own nice little place, and they make sure you're okay until you got into your house. So it kind of feels weird. You got that image of me begging on the streets while I've got a computer next to me fixing stuff, but it's not that. It's just me stuck in a house next to a load of crackheads who turned out to be some of the nicest people I've ever met. Okay, let's see if we can do this though. We don't want to hear nice stuff. We want to see Imolo fuck up. That's what we want. So imagine I wouldn't survive 2 minutes on the street. Like literally, I'd be. Well, me and the kids were talking about it. It's basically when I was getting kicked out of my last place, I had 3 weeks to get myself in a place. I spent 2 weeks just sitting in bed, going, okay, no, not doing anything. Like, that's how bad my depression got, by the way. Like, I did not move in bed for 2 weeks. Um, and yeah, eventually I just had to go to the council and just tell them, look, I need help. And yeah, like, it just went from there. But really annoying to say, UK government is fucking awesome sometimes. No one wants to say nice things about your government, but credit where it's due. They sorted me out. And nice it comes to me. I mean, I do have a bit of a social life. I like to go out and meet people. I can't bear being on my own too long. Like, I hate people, don't get me wrong, but I do need to go and have a bit of a social life, otherwise I will drive myself crazy. Imagine listening to me all day, every day. Like, it sounds like it'd be amazing, but I'd dribble on some shit. So, yeah, I do try and make sure I go out at least once a month or something like that. But hardware-wise, I do quite well nowadays. So I used to spend a lot of money on older hardware and stuff. But where I've become a lot more well-known in the Linux community for doing good work, I actually get people send me stuff now for free. So I save a lot of money on hardware. Like a while ago, someone sent me like a £500 computer system from the 90s, like a proper collector's piece. Yes, Rust still sucks on SE2. I do not know how to fix that. I mean, I've got the framework done. I just don't know how to wire it into Portage to make a system that works. Maybe one day I will have that necessary skill, but today, no, I haven't got it. Right, CD. Alright, ls. So let's home Imelo. Sorry, home Gentoo. So we need to remove that directory now. Because what we need to do now is get this to auto work. Home Gentoo. So I believe there's something called the oh. I did delete the right thing, didn't I? Please tell me I deleted the right thing. Yes, I did. Thank fuck for that. I thought I deleted my home directory for a sec. I need to be focused because I'm going to do something stupid if I'm not careful. Yes, auto config. There we go. Okay, so this is a special tool that the live CD runs to set everything up. For some reason, it's not using the correct version of eSpeaker. Why is that not working? Right. So I've made a new version of Live CD Tools that adds some fixes. I need that to work. Do I have good backup? I use BTRFS for snapshots. But do I really have to be honest, I don't care about my system. If it dies, it dies. The only thing I care about is my family photos and things like that. You know, things that I can never get back with a deleted system. I'll be up and running again in an hour or two. You know, it's not the end of the world if I trashed it. But what I do care about. Thank you very much, Lee. Appreciate the tip. I can tell you, as a person that's used both, BTRF is so much nicer than XFS. Gentoo has a nasty habit of finding bugs on ZFS that will eat all your data. Be very, very careful. You need to make sure there's a system there that's you need a proper. It depends. There's usage cases where both are better or worse than the other. It's very much down to the personal user, but the known facts are BTRF is a lot easier to use, a lot easier to maintain. The config's a lot easier. You can still use the mainline kernel, but yeah, there are issues like you say where BTRFS is slower than ZFS, and likewise. But for me, it's a no-brainer. You should. The only thing I ever say is I wish I switched the butter a lot sooner. But it's something you need to do. Thanks for the cheers. I can't hear what the message is, but oh, I see it now. The tax being paid now. I don't know. We'll start going to call you Jack Starbuck. Right, what am I doing here? Let's go. Let me think. Oh, I know. I was going to check why the live CD tools isn't building. So if I go home, Imelo, git reeling clean. Reading clean. Releases, portage, live GUI, package, accept keywords. Why is that not working? Come on. Let's go. Hey Jack, you're right, on YouTube as well. Right, let's go to the live CD tools. Code. Right, so yeah, it's got the bit there, that's fine. But why? Let's pull this source code down. Let's take a look. Right, so that's working. So what we need to do is force that to work. Right, so let's try. Right, let's try this. Hopefully that works. So just be very careful. There are many data eating bugs using ZFS. And I'm not saying that because I hate ZFS or anything. I'm saying how general we've found a lot. I had a project in Gentoo to improve the documentation for ZFS, and the only thing that I literally finished it. I've made all the documentation good, but the only thing I learned was I can't trust that on my system at all. So do be careful. Live CD tools. Where are you? Here we are. It can have some issues with RAID. Not 100% sure um, how you get around them, but I think you'll have less issues. It's something you need to look into more. Like, I can only tell you. What's the word I'm going for? Just take my warning as an informed warning. I think that's what we'll go with on this. No harm in making sure you're good, is there? Right, so what we're going to do now is I've forced the spec file to use the newer version of Live CD tools. Let's see why it's not actually taking it. And if you're using encryption with ZFS, get off it now. Don't even risk it. Ollie, if you knew how funny that joke was right now, I think Damien's probably just spat his drink out as well. That's not something we can talk about on stream, though. Okay, so is this going to build? I think it's gone through. Okay. Right, so we are now building this with hopefully the right version of Live CD tools, which has my fixes that make it work. I think that's the worst part, is that this has all been broken since around 2011. No, what? Why has no one spoke up about it? Luckily, we've got all the binaries ready, so it should be easy enough. I do think I need to go and get myself a quick phone charger, though, so I'll be back in a second. Oh, that's annoying. It doesn't look like my phone's going to charge, so we're on a time limit, I think. Let's see how long we get. We'll hopefully get about 30, 40 minutes left on this stream, though. We should get quite far on this. I guess we just wait for this to build. You still not finished it, Darmy? Come on, mate. What are you doing over there? We want to see the dog. But I'm glad you're not using trying to install no. Or use a good DE like Mate. That's where you're going wrong. I like how you knew what I was going to say before you even heard it. But your bin packages should work fine. Actually, I know they work fine because I improved the handbook. Have you ever tried reading the handbook? Oh, I love Fluxbox. One of my favourite window managers ever. Have you checked out LabWC for the Wayland version? That's quite nice as well. Obviously, it uses more RAM, but it is a very good upgrade path if you need it. One job, eh? One job. You just want to be cool and use catalyst, though, don't you? That's why you're taking so long. Yeah, no, check out LabWC. It's really nice. We're using it at work at the moment. Yeah, let me see if I can show you a quick work build. What have I got? What have I got? Should be able to show you something quick. Don't think we've got anything company sensitive on this build. Give me a second just to think. Do I have anything on there? No, I don't think there's anything. No, there's nothing company sensitive on there. We can show you this. Yeah, so as you can see, it's like it used to be on thingy. I've got the bar at the bottom disabled, obviously, but you can add that back yourself. But yeah, you know what I mean. It gives you a good image of just like how close that is to Fluxbox, but for Wayland. I would show you the RAM usage, but it doesn't make any difference. But yeah, I hope that's something that helps you out. It's also in the main Gentoo repository now as well. So yeah, check it out. I'm very happy with it. Also, there is an excellent wiki page for it. I do not know. I think everything's WR roots in it, but yeah, WL roots. Yeah, everything's there. That'll get you started. Obviously, please add to the wiki as you go through. Well, it's only expensive for you, mate, because you buy Apple. How much is 64 megabytes of RAM on Apple tax nowadays? £5,000. Let's go and check to see if anything's happening on YouTube. Oh, YouTube. How do you troubleshoot? You love using Gentoo. Well, hey, it's a helpful reduction task. How do you troubleshoot? Well, I use it for work. So we build digital signage machines. So, you know, when you see those advertisement billboards, we use Gentoo as the base for our system at work. We love working with Gentoo because any change that we need, it's never a no. It's, yeah, sure, you can have that change, but you need to add this feature so we can make your feature work for us. And we love that because, yeah, we're not fighting them like we have done with previous distributions. It's always a two-way effort, and we can support each other. And we use that extra time to help each other out. So, yeah, we classify Gentoo bugs as our own bugs as well. When it comes to troubleshooting, it's just a case of find the error, see if there's any reports of it, and then just start linking together to see what you can do to fix it. There's quite a few videos I've done of live streams on here, and other videos which show you how I do troubleshooting. You might get something out of those, but it's easier to see the process rather than trying to explain it in text. Explaining it to you right now, if that makes sense. But yeah, well, obviously I love Gentoo. They don't call me Mr. Gentoo for nothing. What's that? Also, a forum I have no idea about adding to the wiki. Do you know? Just sign up for an account. If I show you the main wiki page, you'll probably laugh. So if I go here, Gentoo wiki. Like I say, it's just a bit right there. Spot a mistake, omission, broken link, etc. Just fix it. That's literally it. No cred, no nothing. Just get on with it. And then you can expand that and it'll give you even more information. But literally, it's just a case of sign up at the top. If you click on here, there'll be a sign up bit. Off you go. Don't worry. We all made mistakes when we were learning. We're a lovely community. We're all there. We're not there to shelter you. We're there to teach you to be better. They charge you $400 for 16 gigabyte. Fucking hell! What's it made out of? Like in Tim Apple's tears. Yeah, don't think about it, mate. Just get it done, innit? Gentoo, the worst thing for a Gentoo user to do is to spot a mistake and not fix it. You know what you're doing, guys. Get it fixed, innit? Help the next person out. I think of it personally as thanking the person that's helped me. So, you know, every time you've gone and looked on the wiki and someone's taught you exactly the problem that you know, has already faced the problem you've had and fixed it for you, saved you a couple of hours of scratching your head. Well, I always think the thank you to that is not saying thanks to them, but to fix the ones that you find later on. And they'll probably use that later on. It's always like a circle in it, you know what I mean? But we're not a pretentious bunch, you know. We might say to you, we don't like it done that the way you've done it, but we're not there selling you off for doing it. We're actually showing you, why not try to do it this way to improve you? The way I always see Gentoo is, we don't want to see you standing still. We want to see you improve every single day. So whenever we're giving advice, it's not to tell you off, it's to make you a better user. I mean, you don't think I woke up one day and I was this good, do you? Shut up, darling. I know what you're thinking. But yeah, it took a lot of people telling me, think like this rather than the way you're doing it. And if you can make an idiot like me, see, I knew it. But it's like, if you can make an idiot like me actually useful, like, imagine what you guys are going to do in a couple of years' time if you follow this sort of path. I mean, there's also that fact that I'm intentionally make sure I make my streams fail. When I'm doing crazy stuff, I do everything at the same time. So don't follow me when I do that. You want to be following this stream where I turn something on one by one to see how it all fits together. Even I installed. I mean, true. Look, he's an Apple Mac user, and he managed to get Gentoo installed. But are you worse than a Mac user? He's even done some good work in the bloody in the wiki as well. Oh god. I don't know what I find is so funny, but it is. Oh, come on, Build, hurry up. Let's get this done. The worst part is this is all binaries. Oh, god. I'm going to bet, yes, you did. Actually, I think GNOME installs it by default, doesn't it? Or was that KDE? Mate installs it by default because it's got a good maintainer. But it's fucking useless at maintaining it. It works great for me. Everyone else, you're on your own. I think GNOME does do it by default, though. Why do I need to have a piss again already? I'll be back in a second. I did my first proper install for daily use about 6 months ago. But now I'm just using it every day. See, that's basically it. It's just installing. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, oh. It's just about installing the same desktop environment and then just getting it to work for you want, and then gradually adding tweaks and things that make the system more personalised to you. It's not about going all in deep end straight away. That's where most people mess up. You know, it takes years to master Linux. And say, I'm still learning now, and I've been learning for 20 odd years. And you forgot the firmware. Well, I don't know if you'll know this, Damian, but I'm the person that added it to the handbook to tell you you must do it. So is it my fault? Is it? Is it really? Is it really? Is it really my fault? I hope I was the one that added it to the handbook. I'm just going to pretend I was. You know, that was just as good as did I start. Come on, hurry up. We haven't got much time. My battery's on its way out. No, my Twitch chat's on my phone battery because I've only got one monitor at the moment. God, this machine would kill a battery in a second. I meant to get a vape, didn't I? Let me go and grab a vape. I wonder who installed that. Oh, actually, wait there. You're on the you're doing a normal system, aren't you? Yeah, I didn't do that one. I did the live CD one. Oh yeah, how you doing? How are we looking on here? Check on YouTube as well. Gentoo doesn't use any D by default. It's purely user choice. Whatever you want it to be, it will use. We don't, yeah. We give you a framework to begin from, a foundation, and you take it from there. And am I using a new distribution? No, I'm a Gentoo user. I'd be the most awesome dev ever, wouldn't I? Well, I'm not actually a dev yet, but whenever I finish off that quiz, the only Gentoo dev not using Gentoo. It's nice to see you using a real operating system once really done, you know, like, you know. That poor smooth Mac brain of yours must be relieved to be finally having some control over your system. Kanye West. I wish I was as good as Kanye. I might be as crazy as him, but not as good. Thank you very much for the follow. Always appreciate it, especially from Batman. Thank you for saving Gotham. So Gentoo is a very good distribution. Probably not one that you want to be starting off with. Stick with Linux Mint to start with. Absolute stunning distribution. Mint is gold standard in what desktop Linux should be. But as you learn more about Linux, you might find you need something a bit more. And yeah, things like Gentoo, Arch, yeah, that way inclined, Fedora might be more you've seen after you've learnt the basics on Mint. Well, yeah, we're using KVM right now. I usually just use raw QEMU with KVM, but that's mainly because when I first got into Linux, we didn't have all these fancy front ends. But I very much like Vert Manager if I needed a GUI. It's basically like VBox or QEMU, but obviously better in every single way. If I didn't, what sets this distribution apart from the others? It's literally it removes all the guardrails. So most distributions tell you what you can and can't do. Gentoo just lets you do whatever. So you need to know what you're doing to be able to say, should I be doing that? But to show you the sort of control that Gentoo actually gives you, if to the community, if you don't like anything about the system, you can change it. So I've even got I've even fixed the web page of this distribution because I didn't like something about it. Like that's how much control users have over the direction. But again, you need to know what you're doing first. Don't go straight into Gentoo. Start with Linux Mint. Do 6 months to a year on that, and then see where you are. I really think we're going to lose my Twitch chat in a second, so we'll see how far we go. And the best thing is that you don't have to build from source either. If you want to use binaries, that choice is there too. So it's literally whatever you want to do, not what someone tells you what to do. I think the best thing about portage is it lets the user do whatever they want. The worst thing about portage is it trusts the user to do whatever they want. Makes your room warmer. I mean, yeah, I don't really turn the heating on in my house. I've never really got into EIX. I'm not really sure. If you got a use for it, all the power in the world's here. And the community, obviously. There's no community like the Gentoo community. I always find when I go to other distributions, they're all there trying to show you how great they are. It's very rare that you find a distribution that's Like literally just trying to teach you to be better. Gentoo. It's what I do for work and stuff. So all my content is basically based on that. You might learn how some of the magic behind the scenes that your distribution would do, because that their kind of thingy. So like when a distribution finds an issue, how they go about fixing it. Linux from scratch is a waste of time. Don't bother. It's just monkey see, monkey do. You won't get anything out of it. Yep. I've learned way more from Gentoo than I have from. Oh, actually, I can tell you, I've learned how to be a distribution maintainer from Gentoo. LFS taught me how to use tar about the man page. That's the difference between the two distributions. No, we are building live CDs and improving accessibility support in them. So this is basically how our distribution builds those ISO images you write to USB. And what I'm doing is building that. Did you get much out of that though, Mr. Vu? I mean, when I did it, I was just like, well, all I'm going to be doing is recreating portage because it's the best package manager. So I didn't really find it useful. It was cool doing your own package manager, but yeah, say I didn't really find it useful. Come on, hurry up. What did you learn from building your Interam S by manually that you never want to do it again? I hate making them. God bless auto generators exist. I think I've got patches in Jarcut as well nowadays. I have to check. Maybe I need to finish off that. Let me have a look. There we go. What trees have I got? Yeah, so I need to make this hook actually upstreamable. I think I've got reviews I need to fix on this. Remember where they are. I can't remember. Someone did a review on the code for me. I have to try and find out where it is. Yeah, Mint. Always Mint. Mint is the gold standard of Linux desktop. It is my favourite distribution. I love Gentoo. And I would always say Mint first. It was actually what we learned from. Remember the Linus Tech Tips Linux challenge 3-4 years ago? The only thing that the community actually learned from that was how we're really bad at recommending distributions, and we need to take our personal biases out and start recommending distributions that are best for users. And you'll notice now that a lot of people recommend Mint rather than anything else. Well, because of that, because we learned that we were the cause of a lot of users struggling with Linux to switch. Some of the newer users need to relearn that lesson, and you see that when they pick things like Bazaarite and things like that. And it's not to say these distributions are bad. It's about saying use a distribution that we know is good. They know their user base, and they do that. So the user can then learn everything there is to know about Linux, and then decide, right, this distribution doesn't cover me for this area, but I know that this distribution would. Honestly, just skip MX, go straight to Mint. Promise you, I absolutely promise you, it's the right call. I have switched a lot of users. I'm into triple digits of converting users. And it's a win-win for you, because if I'm wrong, you get to blame me. But no, honestly, I don't give out like just do this advice willy nilly. If I do, you know I've tested it over many years. Let's see if I message anything more over now. Hello, Texas. Yeehaw, I guess. don't know. Don't know what people in Texas do. Shoot guns. Oh, I suppose I'll tell you what, and whatever else Hank Hill does. Is Arlington like Arlen? That's pretty much all I know about Texas. It's not that Mint's more popular, it's that the developers of Mint understand that they've got one job, and most distributions try and do everything. Mint just wants to be the best desktop distribution. That's all they care about. It's very rare that you find a distribution that just has set goals and they do not deviate from them set goals. It's popular because they've proven themselves over the years. It's not popular because of fanboyism. What you'll see around places, people always go, I mean, System D is absolutely fantastic, so I don't really know why you wouldn't use it. I mean, I am an OpenRC user, that's fine, but System D is way better. It's faster, it's easier to manage. And why wouldn't you be using it at the end of the day? I mean, I have literally struggled to find a reason to use OpenRC for anything other than some made-up reason in my head over philosophy. And even that's stupid because you're still using System D code. It is very rare to find a distribution that does not use a single bit of System D code. And a lot of people confuse System D. They think it's the old not following the keep it suite, but you're thinking of System D as an init system, but it's not an init system. It's a suite of distribution tools. It's a bit like LibreOffice. You don't want just Word. You want your clock and that working with it and stuff like that. It puts everything together. Don't get me wrong. I think there should always be a choice to not use System D. But philosophy should not be the reason you don't use it. It should be a need. Need alone. It's not actually a monolith as you think it is. Like, you can turn things on and off. It's on. If you go and look into that code base, all right, Potterin's a dick. Don't get me wrong there, but he's not the only person at the helm. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as you think it is. Like, if you actually go in with an open mind and look at it, you'll actually go, ooh, maybe I should have been using this a lot earlier than I should do. I know I think that. I've got egg on my face. I used to be like you. Let's put it that way. Now I'm like, probably its biggest supporter and I don't even use it. You know something's good when people that don't use it are telling you how good it is. I suppose I should tell you some of my background. So in Gentoo, I help write the handbook. So whenever I test features, I have to make sure I've got an OpenRC and a System D system up and running. And every time I'm using the System D one, I'm just like, why am I not using this daily? Because it's so much better. Even it boots faster now than OpenRC. That was the biggest shock when it actually went past me, because I used to be able to use that excuse. I think that's what I've been doing all these years. I've been making excuses not to switch. But yeah, it boots 2 seconds faster than OpenRC will. And you're like, there's just literally, yeah. I don't think there's any side that OpenRC wins on anymore, which is a shame. Yeah. I think you can make systemd colourful though, can't you? I don't know. It's just... I honestly think we just keep using OpenRC because we don't want to learn something new. You know what I mean? It's really bad, but I think we're the problem. And I hate admitting that I'm the problem. But in Gentoo though, we have a saying: we don't care if the user uses OpenRC or systemd. The only time either of us ever get mad is if the other system won't work for the user that needs it. So when things like GNOME stop working on OpenRC, the systemd users are up in arms as much as the OpenRC users are. Why do you need to bundle it? Because it's easier. Like, there's no, some of these projects are just not being maintained. Like, let's go for NTP. You know, your network time protocol. They are awful. Like, most of them are dead. Haven't been updated for 20 years. Why would you not want a project that's gonna take ownership of it and get it fixed? Exactly. Yeah, but all the ones that people actually use by default, like the proper NTP package, you need to know that that package is the new way forward because distributions aren't switching properly. I'm not saying that things like Crony and NTPsec aren't good. What I'm saying is that people aren't using them, so we need to find systems like that. So is systemd bad for fixing a problem that we've got? No. Again, though, systemd doesn't stop you from doing that. Just build it without support. It's just a choice at the end of the day. You turn it on, you turn it off. Are you telling me that you guys don't know how to use Linux? Of course you know how to use Linux. I think I'm trying to say it's a silly argument to make because you can turn it off. Now, if it forced it on, yeah, fair enough. Oh, there goes my battery. Bugger. Let's see what I can do. Right, let's see if I can use this for a bit. But I think we might be getting close to the end. Right, so let's go check out temp. Ugh. Oh, no. Where is the bit where it loads? Okay, so that's now doing the proper code. So what I need it to do is... Let's go... Releases... Okay, so in here... Yeah, Crony is good. Again, nothing's stopping you using it with systemd. Okay. Was it screen reader? Was it screen reader? Enabled equal true. Was that what we used earlier? Anyone remember? I think it was. I think it was that, wasn't it? Yeah, so I think you're blaming a Ubuntu issue on a system D when really you should be asking why did Ubuntu do a stupid thing? You know what I mean? K access. RC. I think it's that. So I think this will now auto start this for me. Okay, so you've come across software, but that's not a system D problem. That's a development issue. So you'll find so things like Mate, they only test for system D. That's because they've only got 4 developers and they all use system D. But none of them say we won't accept patches to make it work on your chosen init system. What they're saying is we're not going to do the work. You do it. We'll add it. Like, again, that's not a system D problem. That's just how good system D is. That no one else really wants to try other stuff. Are we saying that everything should be crap, or people should have a worse experience because developers only want to use what's easiest for them? It's about flipping the problem on its head. We're looking at it from a very one-sided opinion rather than, well, if we care about it so much, why aren't we sorting it out? And say, yeah, GNOME's another one. GNOME aren't saying they don't want to support System D. Not like the headlines are saying. What they're saying is our developers don't use it. Why aren't you applying to be a developer? You know, that's not a no, is it? That's a go and fix it yourself. That's what the beauty of open source software is. Okay, so that should now work. So if I do nano. Right, let's now build this. Check on how YouTube's doing. Hello, YouTube people. Okay, so let's just describe what we just done. So we have added a system that will auto start screen reader for us whenever it sees the word "do speak up" in the boot arguments on a live CD. So what this should mean is that people can automatically just have screen reader working. This is the first step. I wonder what the next one's going to be. Yeah, that's it, innit? Like, it's kind of hard, isn't it? Because we kind of expect open source software to be like the software we paid for all the years. Like, it's a fair criticism when you tell Microsoft off for something because you paid them, you know, 300-400 quid to do something for you. In open source, it's all free. Like, you only get to moan when they say, "No, I'm not having your patch." And again, it's open source. If you don't like something, pay someone to put that code in. So my work didn't like something the way Gentoo did. I couldn't add that myself, so I just paid a developer to add it for me. So it's really annoying learning that you were the problem in it. You know what I mean? Like, I've had to come to terms with this myself. We don't want to know that we ever want to hear that we were wrong, but I really think we are wrong about System D. I know it's a massive rabbit hole getting into learning how to patch stuff yourself. One day you find yourself patching kernel stuff, and you're like, "Where the fuck did this go all wrong?" Should have gone into drugs rather than doing this stuff. Sometimes I think. I tried tried to stream, but I've been really poor lately. I'd say maybe wait until I sort myself out a little bit. Um, if you see me stream again in a week, you're probably all right to do it. But at the moment, I wouldn't trust me. I'm getting over a bout with depression, so I'm hoping to get back to a schedule where I stream once a week. Let's call it that, yeah. But at the moment, it's about once a month, if you're lucky. But yeah, Twitch is a nightmare, Brads. It'd be alright if I got money for it, but don't. It's you know what it's like. You just got to build yourself back up, ain't you? One day after. But yeah, I'm not one of the people there to lie to you and sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm going to be the best streamer in the world." We've all got real world problems. All I can promise you is, I'll put it towards fixing Gentoo stuff normally. That's about it at the moment. Oh, right, let's get this going through. I think this is going to be the last part anyway, though. 2 hours of me listening to my own voice has probably been too much. Hey, gives us something to look forward to next time, doesn't it? Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, CBT is awesome, isn't it? It is a very, very, very good tooltip to use. It's shit at first, and you'll think it's a load of bollocks, but when you actually sit down and start following the therapy stuff, it does help. It took me a long time, like we're talking years, but I'm finally starting to see some shoots of things good coming out of it. That's part of the reason why I started streaming as well, just to help me get out of it. But right, let's see if this works. So you guys are going to have to tell me if you can hear the audio from the text speech when it loads. But this should be it. Oh, I know why I've turned off something, and I know why this isn't working. My fault. Whoa. Oh, okay. Is that working? Are you hearing any voice? Hmm. Let's take a look. ls.config. That hasn't copied it over. Okay. Well, let's call it here today. And we'll come back next time. So we've got a proof of concept working. We just haven't got it wired up to work yet. But we're getting there. Okay, that'd be something fun to do. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure seeing you all today. And sorry I don't stream more often, but let's hope this is the first of many where I do. Also, thank you to the YouTube people. Sorry that my chat is terrible. But, well, I am terrible for keep going through. I'll try and get that fixed for next time. But yeah, I'll catch you all next time. And we'll get this finished. But for now, keep compiling.